Hello students, in the last video we have discussed about the first measure of central tendency, that is mean. In the last class also we have calculated mean for discrete frequency distribution and also for continuous frequency distribution. And in this class I will move on to the second measure of central tendency, that is mode. So mode is also one type of central tendency. So just like mean, you can also find out mean for any data, whatever it may be, either whether it is a continuous frequency distribution or discrete frequency distribution, you can also find out the mode. But in the earlier class I told for you, there is no different methods to find out the mode of a given data. But in case of mean, there are two different methods and you have already studied those two methods. But in case of mode, only one method is there. So there is no particular name for that method also. I will give a formula to you to calculate the mode, and you have to follow the formula. So before that, we have to understand how to find out the mode for ungrouped data. Ungrouped data means the data which has no frequency. But also one more thing is, you can convert that ungrouped data into grouped data, and you can apply the procedure for grouped data also. So the first thing I'm going to show you how to find out the mode for ungrouped data or discrete frequency distribution. Because to find out the mode of ungrouped data or the data which is in the form of discrete form, there is no special formula. So just by looking at the given data, we can identify what is the mode. Okay, there is no need to calculate anything. There is no formula to find out the mode of ungrouped data or discrete frequency distribution. Okay, so that's why first I am going to show you how to find out the mode of ungrouped data and the data which is in the form of discrete frequency distribution. So now look at here, how to find out the mode of a ungrouped data or else what discrete frequency distribution. Now look at here. So first try to understand what is mode actually and how it is different from the mean. So now look at here, the definition is very simple. A mode is that value. Okay, so now look at here, a mode, okay, is that value among the observation which occurs most often. Okay, and that is the value of the observation having maximum frequency. This is very important. Okay, if you identify the observation is nothing but what? Datum. Okay, observation having highest frequency, that data which is having highest frequency itself is the mode of the data. Remember, so that's why it's very simple. So now look at here, I will move on to the problem. So when I go through the problem, I think you can understand what is the definition of this one. Now look at the definition. Now look at the example. So now look at here, the wickets taken by a bowler in 10 cricket matches are as follows. Okay, so a bowler is there. Okay, in the 10 matches, the number of wickets taken by that bowler is like this. In the first match 2 wickets, in the second match 6 wickets, in the third match 4 wickets, in the fourth match 5 wickets, like this. In the last match, how much wickets he has gained? 3 wickets he was gained. Okay, actually. So now we have to find out actually what the mode of this data. So now look at here. So now in the given data, it is actually what? Ungrouped data. So here it is actually ungrouped data because frequency is not given. Okay, so there should be xi and fi, then only it is actually called as grouped data. Otherwise it is called as what? Ungrouped data. So now the thing is, you need to observe. So which datum or which observation occurs most frequently or most often. Okay, both are only the same. Or else you need to identify the observation which is repeated so many times. Okay, if you just look at this one, okay, you can identify which is the data which is repeated so many times. Okay, so now here if you observe, just look at here 2. Okay, so in the first match he was taken 2 wickets, and second, third, fourth, fifth. In the sixth match again he was taken 2 wickets, and in this match, ninth match, I think this one. Okay, in the ninth match also he was taken how much wickets? 2 wickets. Okay, but if you look at any other observation which appears more than 3 times, okay, is there any observation? No, definitely you can't get any other observation which appears most frequently, means repeated so many times. Here 2 appears 3 times, and no more observation appears more than 3 times. So that's why the data 2 will become actually what? Mode of this given data. It's very simple. Just you need to identify what? That observation which is repeated so many times, okay, which is repeated highest times, then that observation itself is called as what? Mode of the data. Or else the same data can be converted into a grouped data. Look at here. Okay, so just if you compare this one, now look at here, I'm going to write down the possibilities actually from 0. Okay, so number of wickets I have taken here, 0 wickets. How many times he has taken 0 wickets? 1 time. Okay, so that's why frequency become 1. And then 1. Okay, 1 means the number of wickets should be equal to 1. In how many matches he was gained 1 wicket? He was taken 1 wicket. Is there any match? Okay, here 1 match is there, 1. Okay, then 2. 2 means actually what? Number of wickets. Okay, in how many matches he was taken 3 wickets? It is already marked here. Okay, it's equal to 3. In 3 matches he was taken how many wickets? 3 wickets. And 3 wickets. Okay, how many times he was taken 3 wickets in how many matches? Okay, only 1 match. Okay, oh, I think 2 matches are there, here 1 and then here 1. Okay, so here there are 2 matches like that. Okay, so now the next thing is 4 wickets. Okay, so how many times he was taken 4 wickets? Here it is 1. Okay, and there are no other matches, so that's why its frequency become what? 1. In the same sense, for 5 it will become what? 1 again. And for 6 also, in only 1 match he has taken what? 6 wickets. So here it is only 1 match. In that match he has taken what? 6 wickets. So that's why now we have converted the given ungrouped data into a grouped data. So now just if you look at this one, it will be very easy to identify what is the mode of the data. Now look at, this is actually what? Data, first column. This is actually what? This is actually frequency. Second column is frequency. So now first you need to look at the frequency column and look at the highest number in the frequency column. What is the highest number? Highest number is actually what? 3. Okay, and this is not the actually what? Mode. Okay, just remember this one, it is not the mode actually. So the data corresponding to this highest frequency. Okay, what's the data corresponding to this highest frequency or datum or actual observation? Okay, so I'm going to use the singular word observation here, remember. So the observation corresponding to the highest frequency is what? 2. So that's why mode becomes 2. Okay, so many will get confused that, okay, they will write 3 as the mode. Okay, they are going to write on the highest frequency. Highest frequency is not actually the mode. The data or the observation corresponding to highest frequency is called as actually what? Mode of the data. Remember this one. Okay, if it is given like this in the problem itself, it's given like this, data is given like this, then it will be very easy. But if the data is given like this, okay, just you need to verify. Okay, you need to some work, just you need to identify which appears more times. So that's why like that. Okay, so this is the easiest way to identify the mode of a given data. So I think you have understood this one, and this is actually an example. I think it is given in your textbook also. It's actually given like this. Okay, maybe but if it is directly given in this format, it's very easy. But if it is given like this in the question itself, you can directly write down like this, or else if you want to write down like this in the form of table, and after that also you can write on this one. Okay, so that's why I have put or here. So you can choose any of these two one. Okay, one of these two solution. so it will be right for you. So now the next thing is, now I will move on to the similar type of question. Now look at here, find the mode of the data. Here table is already given to you. Okay, so what type of distribution? This is actually discrete. Okay, remember, actually I'm going to deal with what type of distributions here? Only discrete frequency distribution. I'm talking about only discrete frequency distribution here. So now look at here. So here the data is already given to you. Now look at the frequency column. First column is actually data. Second column is actually frequency. Look at the frequency column. What is the highest number present in the frequency column? That is actually what? 4. Okay. So now the observation corresponding to this highest frequency is actually what? It is 120. So that's why 120 becomes what? Mode of this data. So it's very easy. Now look at here. Here the frequency of 120 is maximum. Okay, I'm not going to write on here it is equal to 4 like that. So it has highest frequency, therefore mode will become what? 120. Okay, so very easy problem. I think you can understand this one. And look at here. In the example 3, so find the mode of the data. So here it is given like this. It is actually what? Ungrouped. Okay, or you can identify from this one actually, or else if you want to write on in the form of table, you can write on the table. And I have not given the answer for you, and you need to calculate yourself. Okay, I think 19 will be the answer for this one. Okay, just you need to calculate here, because it is 19 appearing so many times, that's why it may be the answer for this one, and it's left for you. You need to calculate this one. And look at the question number 4. Okay, so now here the shirt size owned by group of 200 persons who bought the shirt from a store are as follows. Okay, shirt size means this is actually what? This data. Okay, and the second column number of person means this is actually what? Frequency. Okay, now so look at here, what is the highest frequency? Okay, the highest frequency seems to be maybe 41, 15, 25, 39, okay, 36, 17, 15, 12. So that's why 41 is the highest frequency. Okay, what is the data corresponding to this one? So highest frequency, it is actually what? 40. So that's why mode become 40. Okay, very easy identification. You need to write on the answer. And here also look at here. So this seems to be somewhat different. Okay, so this is a question from Adi Sharma. Just look at here, you can understand this one. Find the value of x if the mode of the following data is 25. Remember, mode is already given to you. It is equal to how much? 25. Okay, mode is 25 means the frequency of 25 should be high. Remember this one. Okay, so that's why we call 25 as a mode. It is already a mode. Now you need to identify what is the value of x. So now look at here, the frequency column. Here the first column is data, and here 25 is present. So 25 is already mode, means its frequency should be high. So but if you look at the frequency column, so the frequency of 25 is actually what? 3. But also here the frequency is again 3. Here also it is 3. Here also it is 3. So but by this one, what we can understand here, so the x actually appears one time. So here all these 3 means, okay, and this is already mode, means the frequency of 25 should be greater than 3. Okay, remember, should be greater than 3. At least it must be 4 actually. Then only we can call this one as a mode. Okay, so now it will be possible only when if you treat x is equal to 25. Okay, because if you treat x is equal to 25, okay, what will happen? So 25 corresponding frequency is 1, and here the same data is again 25 is already 3, means what? The frequency of 25 is 3, means what? 25 appears 3 times. And here if you take this one, x is equal to 25, and it appears one more time. So totally it will become how many times? 25 appears now how many times? 4 times. So that's why in the tabular column you can write on, so like this 25. Okay, and in the frequency column you can write on what? You can write on 4. Okay, if you do like this, okay, so then the frequency of the 24 become 4, and it will become the highest frequency, okay, among all the frequencies. So that's why then it will become what? A mode of this data. So that's why it is better to treat x is equal to what? 25. If we choose any other number, okay, we can't say 25 as a mode. So that's why it is better to take x is equal to what? 25, and the answer is 25. So now the next thing is continuous frequency distribution. So till now we have seen how to find out the mode of a discrete frequency distribution actually, and I told for you earlier there is no special formula to identify the mode of a ungrouped data and also for discrete frequency distribution. Okay, I have not used any formula here. Okay, so just by observing the table, just by looking at the identifying the highest frequency and the corresponding observation, I'm going to give what is the mode of this. Okay, so this is the easiest way, and I think only question will appear, this kind of question will appear in the case of 1 mark questions only, remember. Okay, it may be in the form of multiple choice, filling the blanks, okay, or very short answer, maybe like that. Okay, so this kind of question will appear only in the case of 1 mark question, remember, because it's very easy. Just by looking at the question you can identify what is the mode. But the next thing is actually continuous frequency distribution. Here it is the formula. Okay, so what the formula I have given in the first class of the statistics introduction. So this is actually the formula I have given to you. So just you need to remember the formula first, and later I'm going to explain the terms, and when I will move on to the problem you can understand once again so how would you can understand more about the terms of the formula. So look at the formula is actually like this. This is actually the formula. Mode is equal to, so remember this one, this is very important formula. Mode is equal to L plus F1 minus F0 divided by 2 F1 minus F0 minus F2 into H. Okay, so remember how many terms are there? L is there. Okay, so and F1 is there and F0 is there. Okay, so the same terms F1 and F0, and here this is different F2, and here it is H. Okay, so totally how many different terms are there? 1 2 3 4 5. Totally 5 different terms are present. You need to identify all these 5 terms from the given data. Then on substitution and simplification you will get what is the required answer, that is mode of the given data. Remember this one. Okay, you need to identify how many terms? 5 terms from the given data. Now just try to understand what is the name for all these 5 terms. Now look at here. L means, this is actually L, small letter L. L is actually what? Lower limit. Remember, L always stands for lower limit actually. Lower limit of model class. Okay, I think you don't have knowledge about this one. That is actually model class. I'm going to explain this one later. Just remember the name, model class. And H means what? H obviously actually what? Class size or width of the class interval, but it should be actually what? Model class size. Model class size means what? Width of the model class, like that. Okay, so and the next thing is, or width of the model class, both are on the same. Class size, width, both are on the same. And F1, okay, frequency of model class. And F0 means the frequency of the class preceding the model class. F2 means the frequency of the class succeeding the model class. F0, F1, F2, all are frequencies. Okay, I think you have to take these values from the frequency column actually. Okay, just if you understand what is model class, then the remaining will be very easy for you. Okay, so first you have to understand actually what is model class. Okay, in the question only itself it will become very clear for you. So that's why I will move on to the question itself. Okay, so I think it will be enough for you. Okay, there will be no theory about this one. Okay, just I have given the definition of mode already for you. So the most frequent observation is called as mode of the given data, or the data which is repeated so many times called as mode. Okay, so or the data which has the highest frequency is called as mode. And just you need to remember this formula to solve the problems on continuous frequency distribution. So now look at here. I'm going to consider the first question. This is not from you this is not from your NCERT textbook. Okay, I think this is a question from the previous year. I think this one. Okay, so now look at here. He will give the problem like this: find the mode of the frequency following frequency distribution, and he will give like this. Now look at here. From here I'm going to talk only about what? Continuous frequency distribution. Continuous frequency distribution means here class intervals will be present. Okay, so now here there will be no discrete values. Class intervals will be present and frequency column as it is. Okay, so now the first step here, there is no need to write on the table. Okay, no need to develop the table like that of mean. Okay, so no need to continue the table format. Even there is no need to write on the table while writing the solution also. So that's why I'm not going to write on the table in the solution format. Okay, there is no need to write on. So just you need to identify the table. Now look at here. So first look at the frequency column. What is the highest frequency? So first you need to notice that one. 8, 10, 10, 16, 12, 6, 7. Okay, so the highest frequency is actually what? It's equal to how much? 16 is the highest frequency. So now after that you need to identify what is the class interval corresponding to this highest frequency. What is the class interval? 30 to 40. So the class interval corresponding to highest frequency, remember this one, the class interval corresponding to highest frequency is called as actually what? Modal class. Remember this one. This is actually called as what? Modal class. Modal class means the class interval. Okay, modal class interval. Just I'm going to write on CI for you, class interval. Okay, the class interval corresponding to highest frequency is called as modal class. What is the highest frequency here? 16. What is the corresponding class interval for 16? 30 to 40. So 30 to 40 is actually called as what? Modal class interval. Remember this one. Okay, I think you have understood what is modal class interval. It's one of the class interval actually, but it has highest frequency. That's why it is called as what? Modal class interval. So now the next step is, I have written the same thing, class interval. The next step is the class interval 30 to 40 has the maximum frequency, that is 16, and you need to write down this one. This is compulsory, remember this one. If you don't write down this one, if you don't mention the modal class interval, which is modal class interval, you will definitely lose the marks. Remember, it is compulsory actually. Okay, so now, and after that you need to identify the 5 different values. Okay, what I have told earlier for you. So okay, there are 5 different values you need to identify from the table. Okay, so these 5 values you need to identify here. I have written all the 5 values. Look at here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so now look at here. L means what? Lower limit of the modal class. Now look at here. It will be, you can identify from here only. Okay, this is modal class. 30 is the lower limit. Right, when L is equal to 30. And then H means what? This is the width of the class interval. Actually, modal class interval. Okay, modal class size. So what is the width? 40 minus 30. 40 minus 30 means how much? 10. Okay, like this. Okay, so from the class interval you can identify L and H. And next from the frequency column. Okay, so now look at here. Here 16 is the frequency, highest frequency. So now from here you need to identify F0, F1 and F2. So now look at here, the frequency, the highest frequency. So this is actually called as F1. Remember this one. I'm not going to write on this one for all the question. I think you need to understand hereby only. So the highest frequency is actually called as F1. And the preceding frequency, okay, means the frequency which is lagging behind F1. So this is actually 10, and this is actually called as what? F0. Remember, this is actually called as what? F0. Okay, and the frequency after F1 means followed by F1, and this is actually 12, and this is actually called as what? This is actually called as frequency, sorry, F2. This is actually called as F2. Okay, just try to understand here the corresponding frequency, preceding frequency, next frequency, following frequency. You need to consider these 3 frequencies. Okay, so these frequencies are actually orderly named like this. Okay, F0, F1, F2. Remember the order: F0, F1, F2, like this. Okay, so that's why F0 means how much? 10. F1 means how much? 16. F2 means how much? 12. Okay, I think is it clear for you? Okay, how to identify F0, F1, F2. F1 highest frequency, so previous to that one F0, after that F2. Okay, like this. Okay, and the class interval corresponding to highest frequency is called as what? Modal class, and the lower limit L, and what is the width? Okay, upper limit minus lower limit. You will get all the 5 values. Okay, once you get all the 5 values, so just you need to write on the formula and substitute all the terms. Now look at here, L is 30, lower limit. Okay, and F1 means what? 16. You should be careful about here. Okay, so while substituting the terms in this place, you should be very careful, I think. Okay, so someone will made mistake while substituting the values of F0, F1, F2. So that's why you should be very careful careful here. Look at here, f1 minus f0 means f1 minus f0, 16 minus 10, 16 minus 10, and here 2 is there. Someone will forget to write on this one 2. Okay, then your answer will become wrong definitely. So that's why 2 into f1 means again 16, and then minus f0, minus f0 means it is 12, sorry, it is 10. Okay, and then f2 means it is 12. Okay, look at here the negative sign, here also negative sign, but it's all obviously positive. First term is always positive, and the remaining are all negative. And remember, into h means that is actually the width of the class, width of the model class, it is equal to 10 actually. Remaining thing is what? So keep 30 till the last. Now look at here, now look at my solution up to the last. I'm not going to change this one 30, don't operate this one. Okay, up to the last step you have to write down the lower limit as it is. Okay, don't involve this one in the operation, it will become difficult for you. I'm going to show you the easiest way of simplification. Look at here, so write down 10 as it is. First you need to simplify the terms within the bracket. 16 minus 10 means you will get 6, and 16 into 2 means 32, minus 10 as it is, minus 12 as it is, into 10 is as it is, and write down the numerator as it is. Minus 10 minus 12, it will be always negative. These two terms will always negative, because f0, f1, f2 are always positive, frequency are always positive. So that's why in each and every problem you will get negative numbers here, and you need to add these two numbers, it will become minus 22. So now 32 minus 22 means it will become how much? 10, and you can cancel 10 and 10 here. What is the remaining thing? 6, and just you need to add this one to the lower limit. So that's why keep lower limit up to the last step. So don't involve the lower limit in the calculation, don't take LCM like that. Okay, don't make it complicated. So this is the easiest way to find out the, sorry, to simplify this one. Okay, first you need to simplify the terms within the bracket. After that, if it is possible to divide the denominator by this one width of the class interval, model class, you can divide that one. Or else if it is not divisible, just you need to multiply this one to the numerator, and after division you will get sometimes the decimal number. Okay, so just add the decimal number to the lower limit, then you will get the answer like this. Just remember, so your answer always, okay, when you are going to calculate the mode of any data, your answer should be just greater than the lower limit. Look at here. So finally you will get something, okay, some positive number actually here, and you are going to add that one to the lower limit. So that's why your answer should be just greater than the lower limit. If your answer is actually less than this one L value, definitely you have made any, you have committed any mistakes actually. Okay, so it should be actually just greater than the lower limit. Okay, here sometimes it will be number, maybe it will become very less, and sometimes it will become high. Okay, but finally the answer should be greater than the lower limit of the model class. Remember this one. This is the way how to calculate the mode of a data. I think the procedure is very clear for you. Just you need to identify the 5 terms. First thing is actually what? Identification of model class, and note down L, H, and then F0, F1, F2 like this. Okay, and then after that you need to write down the formula, substitute, and then you need to simplify this one. So example, so this is the second question. This is from actually NCERT examples. So it's already solved one. Okay, and you can refer the textbook, but that's why I'm not going to solve this one. Look at the question number 3 here. The following table shows the ages of patients admitted in a hospital during a year. Okay, so first table is actually, first row is actually data, second row is actually frequency. Find the mode, and also he's going to ask mean of the given okay, of the data given above. Compare and interpret the two measures of a central tendency. So now look at here, mean is equal to 35.38. I'm not going to calculate this one. It is an exercise for you, because you already know how to calculate the mean, and you can use any method, either direct method or assumed mean method. It's your choice, but your answer should be equal to 35.38 years. So now look at here, I will move on to the mode. Okay, so now first thing is actually what? Look at the highest frequency. What is the highest frequency? 21, 23. Okay, so 23 is actually what? Highest frequency. Okay, and what is the class interval corresponding to this one? It's equal to 35 to 45. So this is actually what? Highest, sorry, the class interval corresponding to highest frequency. That's why it will become what? Model class. Okay, and what is the lower limit? It is 35, and what is the width? It is equal to how much? 10, 45 minus 35, and what is F0? Okay, so this is actually what? F0. F0. Okay, this is F1 and this is F2. Okay, 21, 23, 14. 21, 23 and then 14. Okay, now everything is over. Just you need to substitute here. Look at the substitution. L means 35. F1 means how much? 23 minus F0 means 21 divided by, so 2 into F1 means 23. Okay, minus F0 actually 21 and then minus F2 14. Look at here, here F1 minus F0 is present. Okay, so don't confuse in the formula. F1 minus F0 is there. The same terms will again appear here. The first two terms are actually same, but you need to multiply 2 for F1, 2 for F1, and F0 appears only one time. Okay, so try to identify this one. F0, F2 appear only one time, but F1, F0 appears in numerator and denominator also, and order is same, but in the denominator you need to multiply 2 for F1 like this. Okay, into H, and I think you can simplify this one. 23 minus 21 means you will get 2. In the denominator you will get like this. Okay, so after this 2 divided by, so 46 minus 35, it will become 11. You need to simplify this one here. Okay, so now look at here, you can't divide the denominator by numerator like this, H like that. Okay, so that's why I'm going to multiply here. 2 into 10 means it will become actually what, 20. 20 divided by, it will become how much? 11. If you calculate this one, you will get 1.81. okay, so you need to calculate this one, and if you add this one to the lower limit, remember here also the lower limit, I'm not going to change the lower limit. Look at here, 35, 35, 35 up to the last step you have to write on as it is, and at last you need to add this one to the lower limit, and you will get the required answer, 36.81. okay, unit years, because it is actually data is related to what, years, that's why. Okay, I think this problem is very clear for you. Okay, so now look at here. He's going to ask like this: compare and interpret the two measures of a central tendency. So for this one, just you need to write on like this. Here mean is 35.38 years. Interpretation means just you need to say what actually mean and mode. Okay, mean is actually what it indicates, what average age of patients admitted in the hospital. This is actually mean. Okay, and mode is 36.81 years, and it represents what, age of maximum patients admitted in the hospital. So mode ಏನು indicate ಮಾಡುತ್ತೆ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಮ್ಯಾಕ್ಸಿಮಮ್ ನಂಬರ್ ಆಫ್ ಪೇಷಂಟ್ಸ್ ಇದಾರಲ್ವಾ ಅವ್ರದ್ದು ಏಜ್ ಎಷ್ಟು ಬರುತ್ತೆ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳುತ್ತೆ. ಸೊ ಬಟ್ ಮೀನ್ ಏನ್ ಹೇಳುತ್ತೆ ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಇರುವಂತ ಪೇಷಂಟ್ಸ್ ಎಂದು ಏನ್ ಹೇಳುತ್ತೆ, ಅವರೇಜ್ ಹೇಳುತ್ತೆ. ಅವರೇಜ್ ಏಜ್ ಏನ್ ಬರುತ್ತೆ ಅನ್ನೋದನ್ನ ಹೇಳುತ್ತೆ. ಸೊ ಎರಡು ಕೂಡ ಆಲ್ಮೋಸ್ಟ್ ಆಲ್ ದೇ ಆರ್ ಆಕ್ಚುಲಿ ವೆರಿ ನಿಯರ್ಲಿ ಈಕ್ವಲ್ ಟು ಸೇಮ್ ಆಕ್ಚುಲಿ ಮೀನ್ ಅಂಡ್ ಮೋಡ್, ಬಟ್ ನಾಟ್ ಆಲ್ವೇಸ್ same, but there will be slight error. Okay, like this is actually around 35, this is around 36.81. so this will be enough, I think, for you. Okay, just you need to, interpretation means just you can say like this. So this is applicable for all the problems. Depending upon the situation, you need to write on these sentences actually. Okay, here it is related to the number of patients admitted and their age. So that's why I'm going to write on these sentences like this. If it is related to any other mode, you need to write on the conclusion corresponding to the given data. And if you want to compare this one, I think I have forgotten to write on that one comparison. Here mode is greater than mean. This is just comparison. Okay, mode is greater than mean. We can say like this. Okay, it will be enough for you, and you need to calculate actually what a mean. Okay, this is an exercise for you. Remember, you need to calculate the mean also. Now the question number 4 is left as an exercise for you, and look at the question number 5. I'm going to solve this one more question for you. So now look at here, first actually, and also here he's going to ask once again to find out the mean also, but I'm not going to find out the mean here, just I'm going to find out the mode actually. Now look at here. So first you need to identify the class interval with highest frequency. Okay, so now it is actually given like this. 40 is the frequency, highest frequency. What is the class interval corresponding to this one? It is actually 1500 to 2000. Okay, so now, and this will become actually what, value of L. Okay, lower limit, and H you can identify from here. It is equal to how much? 2000 minus 1500 means it will become how much? 500. Okay, and this is actually what, F1 actually, this is 1. Okay, F1. And now look at here, it is very important. Whenever the data is given like this, okay, in columns, okay, in the previous actually it is in the form of rows actually. Okay, here it will become if not F1, F2. Now for the frequency, what 40 preceding means this will become preceding, so that's why this will become what, f0, remember, okay, f0, f1, and this will become what, f2, okay, this will become f2, and this will become what, f0, and this will become what, f1. Okay, so now look at here, I have written the same thing actually. So f0 24, f1 40, f2 33, and h is equal to 500, l is equal to 1500. I think you can understand the simplification here. Everything is given to you. Okay, just look at here. I'm going to write down 1500 as it is. You need to simplify this one. Okay, I think you can understand this one, simplification. I'm not going to explain this one. And your answer should be equal to how much? 2662.50. Okay, so now I need to explain one question for you. Okay, question number 6 and 7 and 8 are exercise for you. Okay, so remember all these questions from the NCERT textbook only, and the answers are already given in your textbook at the end of the last page. That's why I'm not going to add the answers here. So you need to verify the answers from your textbook only. You can calculate for all these questions. There's no difficulty. Okay, so just I will show you what is a modal class here. Okay, now look at here. So in the question number 6, look at here, what is the highest frequency? 10. Okay, so that's why this will become what, modal class. Okay, so in the next question, what is the highest frequency? So 18 is the highest frequency. This will become what, modal class. Okay, and in the last question, what is the highest frequency? 20, 14. Okay, like this. Okay, so this is actually the highest frequency. This will become what, modal class. Okay, one thing you need to understand here. So illenu one important thing antandre, so illi ಹೇಳ್ತಾ ಇದೀನಿ ಏನು ಅಂದ್ರೆ, ಸೊ ಈ ಕ್ಲಾಸ್ ಇಂಟರ್ವಲ್ ನಿಮಗೆ ಮೋಡಲ್ ಕ್ಲಾಸ್ ಆಗೋ ತರ ಯಾವ ಪ್ರಾಬ್ಲಮ್ ಕೂಡ ಸಿಗೋದಿಲ್ಲ 100%. ಓಕೆ, ಕೊಡೋದಿಲ್ಲ ಆ ತರ ಆಕ್ಚುಲಿ ಯಾವಾಗ್ಲೂ ಕೂಡ. ಸಪೋಸ್ ಒಂದು ಡ್ರಾಬ್ಯಾಕ್ ಇದೆ ಈ ಮೆಥಡ್ ಇಂದು. ಸಪೋಸ್ ಇದು ಏನಾದ್ರೂ ಮೋಡಲ್ ಕ್ಲಾಸ್ ಆಗ್ಬಿಟ್ರೆ ಮೋಡ್ ಕಂಡುಹಿಡಿಯೋದು ಕಷ್ಟ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ ಅಕಾರ್ಡಿಂಗ್ ಟು ದಿಸ್ ಫಾರ್ಮುಲಾ. So in that case, maybe there may be any different formula, but it is not included in your syllabus. Just the formula is actually applicable for the problem in which the modal class is other than the first and last class interval. ಯಾಕೆ ಹೇಳ್ತಾ ಇದೀನಿ ಅಂದ್ರೆ, ಸೊ ಇದು ಏನಾದ್ರೂ ಸಪೋಸ್ ನಿಮಗೆ ಮೋಡಲ್ ಕ್ಲಾಸ್ ಆಯ್ತು ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ, ಸೊ ಈಗ ಇದು ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ ನಿಮಗೆ f1 ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ಓಕೆ, ಇಟ್ ವಿಲ್ ಬಿಕಮ್ f1. ಓಕೆ, ಸೊ f0 ಐಡೆಂಟಿಫಿಕೇಶನ್ ಮಾಡ್ಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಆಗಲ್ಲ, ಬಟ್ f2 ಐಡೆಂಟಿಫಿಕೇಶನ್ ಏನೋ ಮಾಡಬಹುದು ಹೇಗೋ. ಓಕೆ, ಸೊ ಇಲ್ಲಿ 8 ಬರುತ್ತಲ್ವಾ, ಅದೇ f2 ಆಗುತ್ತೆ, ಬಟ್ f0 ಸಿಗೋದಿಲ್ಲ. ಸೊ ಅದೇ ತರ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ನೀವು ಇದು ಮೋಡಲ್ ಕ್ಲಾಸ್ ಬಂದ್ರೆ, ಯು ವಿಲ್ ಟೇಕ್ ದಿಸ್ ಒನ್ ಆಸ್ ವಾಟ್, f1. ಓಕೆ, ಅಂಡ್ ಯು ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಟೇಕ್ ದಿಸ್ ಒನ್ ಆಸ್ f0, ಬಟ್ ದ ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಒನ್ ಈಸ್ ವಿಚ್ ಇಸ್ ಆಕ್ಚುಲಿ f2, ಯು ಕಾಂಟ್ ಐಡೆಂಟಿಫೈ ದಿಸ್ ಒನ್. So that's why in any problem you will not get first and last class intervals as modal class interval. Remember this one, he will not give the problem like this, and if it is like that, we can't calculate the mode by this formula. Maybe there may be any other different methods. Okay, different formula like that. By that method only we can calculate. And remember, ಈ ತರದ ಪ್ರಾಬ್ಲಮ್ಸ್ ನಿಮಗೆ NCERT ಟೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಬುಕ್ ಅಲ್ಲೂ ಇಲ್ಲ, ಸೊ ಯಾವ ಟೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಬುಕ್ ಅಲ್ಲೂ ಕೂಡ ಇಲ್ಲ. ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಮತ್ತೆ ಲಾಸ್ಟ್ ಕ್ಲಾಸ್ ಇಂಟರ್ವಲ್ ಯಾವಾಗಲೂ ಕೂಡ ನಿಮಗೆ ಏನಾಗಲ್ಲ, ಮೋಡಲ್ ಕ್ಲಾಸ್ ಆಗೋದಿಲ್ಲ. ಜಸ್ಟ್ ರಿಮೆಂಬರ್ ದಿಸ್ ಒನ್. ಓಕೆ, so now I will move to one more question for you. So 9th and 10th question are actually from the Audio Sharma textbook. Here it is the similar question actually, but look at here, compare the modal ages of two groups of students appearing for an entrance examination. Okay, so the first column is actually what, xi. This is okay, xi means what, it is actually data. Okay, and the second and third columns are actually what, this is also frequency and this is also frequency. Okay, so in a single table he has given two data. Okay, two data, and they are actually same variety of data, okay, related to age. Okay, so group A and group B are there, two groups are there, and in the two groups, I don't know, it's not given how many members are there, whatever it may be. For the two groups, data is collected. Okay, so now it is actually like this. In the group A, the persons which comes in this range, whose ages comes in this range 16 to 18. In group A, 50 members are there. In group B, 54 members are there. Okay, if you just delete this one, okay, then if you just consider first and second row, you will get one data. In the same sense, if you just delete this one, okay, what is that, group A? just you need to delete this one, okay, and consider first and third row, then you will get one more data. So for the both data, xi column is the same, xi row is the same for you, okay. So here you can calculate, so that's why I think you can understand here you need to calculate a mode here for two different data. So first one actually for what? Group A. So when you are going to calculate the mode of the group A, so you need to identify the highest frequency. What is the highest frequency? 78, and then it will become what? Modal class, okay. So then L is equal to 18, H is equal to 2, this is F0 50, F1 78, F2 46, okay, and everything is given for you, okay. Now look at here, on substitution you will get the answer equal to 18.93. Okay, so now you need to calculate this one. Calculation part is very important for you, okay. So this is actually the part very important for you, okay. So if you substitute the terms, then you need to simplify this one, okay, and just you need to add for the lower limit 18.93 years, okay. So this is actually the modal age, and in the same sense you need to calculate for group B also. Remember, it's an exercise for you, and I forgot to write on the mention the year actually, okay, unit. This is actually years, and comparison means what? He is going to ask compare the modal age, okay. So comparison means just we can say which is greater, which is smaller, okay. So now look at here, group A, it is having highest modal age, so that's why modal age of group A is greater than modal age of group B actually. Just if you write on group, it will be enough, okay. And this is one type of problem. In a single problem, two datas are actually accumulated, and you need to calculate for mode of both data. And this is the last question of the concept of mode. Now look at here, sometimes he may give like this, okay, means if the class interval is not continuous. Now look at here 14 is there, okay, but here 14 is there, not there, okay, here it is 15. So what is the gap between these two? 1, okay, 1 by 2, 0.5, okay. So that's why you need to decrease the lower limit by 0.5 and increase the upper limit by 0.5. So then the modified that one, okay. So the class interval which is made continuous, it will become like this. 5 means if you subtract 0.5, it will become 4.5. If you add, it will become 14.5, and this one 14.5, 24.5. This will become you need to reduce this one 24.5, and this will become 34.5, and this will become 34.5, 44.5, 44.5, 54.5. 54.5 and then 64.5, and you need to write on the table which is made continuous, and there will be no change in the frequency column. Remember, 6, 11, 21, 23, 14, 5, 6, 11, 21, 23, 14, 5. There is no change in the frequency column. And the next step is similar, okay. So but if you don't make it continuous, okay, definitely the problem will become wrong, okay, because even though there is no change in the frequency column, you will get the same values, okay. There will be no change in this value, but if you don't make it continuous, your value of L will become wrong and value of H also will become wrong. Remember this one, okay. If you just look at here, so the value of H will seems to be 9, okay. It's same for all the class interval, and if you just actually this will become actually what? A modal class, I think 23. So if you don't make it continuous, you are going to write on 35 as well, then entire problem will become wrong. So that's why just remember this one. If it is not continuous, you have to make it continuous, and then you need to write down what identify all the values and modal class, okay, like that, and then substitution, okay, and simplification, you will get 36.31 ES. This is actually the mode of this data, okay, and the solution is already given to you. This is actually very easy concept, and no more complicated problems are there in this concept, just like mean, okay, where we are going to deal with we have dealt with actually the problems related to missing frequency, okay, like that. There are no difficulties in the concept of mode actually, and he will not give the problems like that, the missing frequency. Till now I have not identified the problem based on missing frequencies related to the mode. If there are any problem appears in the previous examination, okay, if you collect if there appear any question for you, just you can send that question. I'm going to solve that one in the next class. Till now I have not identified the question which is related to missing frequency in the concept of mode actually, and this will be enough for you. And remember, this is actually very important question, and he may ask this one for actually 3 marks, okay, either 2 marks or 3 marks. If it is asked for 3 marks, it will be better. Okay, it's better question to attend this one, because it's very easy and just you need to simplify this one. Okay, so definitely you will get the answer. And also I told for you the clarification of mode. Okay, it should be just greater than the lower limit of the what modal class interval. Okay, lower limit of the modal class interval. Okay, in all the problems you can verify. Here also look at here, what is the lower limit of the modal class interval? 18. Answer should be just greater than that one. Okay, 18 point something. Okay, or else if the number is greater, if it is like that 5, 6, 7, 10 like that, then it will increases. But definitely the thing is actually what the final answer should be greater than what lower limit of the class interval. Okay, it's very important thing, and this completes the concept of mode actually. And in the next class I will move on to the next concept, that is a median of grouped data. Okay, so in the next class I'm going to continue this one, and up to here you have to write on the notes, and you have to solve all the question what I have given as a homework for you. And I'm going to stop the class, today's class, and I will continue this one in the next class. Thank you.